Hi once again everyone, and welcome to another University of Houston Alumni Association interview. I'm Tom Franklin, and my guest today is Lisa Moscarelli. She is the co-founder of Cohn Moscarelli Marketing and Communications. Lisa, thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Great to be with you.
Tell me a little bit about who you are, where you grew up, and how you got to be a Houston Cougar.
I still like to look at myself as little Lisa Moscarelli from the southeast side. Parents scrimped and saved and sent three of us to Catholic schools. We were very close-knit Italian families, so I was pretty much raised by grandparents and aunts and uncles, and we always knew that we would be going to certain schools. Mm-hmm. And actually, I had the gift of being able to go away to college for my first year, and basically squandered my liberty. And I guess after 13 years of Catholic school, I was a little bit ready to go a little wild.
A little rebellion? A
little bit of rebellion. I hit it late, but I got it done quickly, and my dad made me come home and said, guess what? You're going to college, and guess what? You're going to pay for it yourself. So he did help me. God bless him. And through working jobs, waiting tables, and meeting people here, I came to the University of Houston, thought I was going to be a geologist, and that went by the wayside, because they got to go on fun field trips, and then I realized that I just had no affinity whatsoever for math or science.
It's kind of hard to be a geologist that way.
Correct. So I was on about the 5.5-year plan, and basically went and dropped on my classes one day when I had studied so hard for 3 weeks, gotten a tutor and everything for a physics exam, and still made a zero.
That's hard to do.
It's hard to do, but pretty much it was just at a point to where I was not in my calling. And so I just decided, you know what, I'd always wanted to be a TV reporter. And so I enrolled in the School of Communications, and they had some great professors then. And Houston being such a great metropolitan area, I was able to get an internship at KHOU, Channel 11, and then went on to working as a television reporter in Columbus, Georgia for a few years, and then came back to Houston, did radio, and decided that I liked the people in sales because they had a lot of freedom. So that was kind of how my progression came. So all of the on-air time taught me how to communicate, mm-hmm. and then the sales taught me all about the marketing aspect of it. And so about 11 years ago, my partner in crime, Keith Cohn, and I started Cohn Moscarelli.
Let's go back to your student days a little bit. You said you worked a lot because you had to pay for your own way through school. So how much of the student environment away from the classroom could you be involved in?
Very little, unfortunately, because I was able to, I had to work, mm-hmm. and I would basically go to class and then go and wait tables or bartend at the time. But I was able to make some good connections through study groups and just basically the survival of getting through whatever it took, and made some friends for life when we worked on a television show in one of the communications classes called Campus Workshop. I don't even know if they still have it.
I remember it well.
But made some lifelong friends in that process. So
now, you said there were some great professors who were here. What people made an impact in you in that vein?
I would say a gentleman named Dr. Hawes was very dynamic in how he just sort of put everything in perspective and kind of burst everyone's bubble right off the bat. We'd have to go and stand in front of the class, say nothing, and all of your peers would write down on a piece of paper what they thought of you, and it would get dropped in a bag, anonymously, of course. Mm-hmm. And so that really taught me that we're not playing here. Mm-hmm. I heard this today. A lady was giving a talk, and she said, "Did you know 10% of the people you meet aren't going to like you?" So in broadcasting, in communication, no matter what you do, of course it's about them, but no matter what you do, you have to have a thick skin, and you have to know who you are, and to be able to present whatever message you're presenting with some sort of passion and some sort of authority and some sort of conviction. And so that really taught me. I really am grateful, although I was mortified at the moment. I felt like that was really a great class.
So what did you take from your student days here to your early career as far as a TV reporter, and even now, what things did you learn here at the University of Houston that made the biggest impact, that have made the most impact on your life?
I feel like one of the most valuable things about being afforded the ability to go to university in the fourth largest city in the United States I was able to go inside a major market newsroom as a little intern, unpaid, which ended up being paid afterwards. But I was able to go and see a major market television station from the inside, which if I were in, College Station or even Austin, I would not have been able to do that. Just being able to see how a major market works. And then I began to make contacts in radio and television from that experience.
You said you started away from the city of Houston in a smaller market, as many people do.
Columbus, Georgia.
What brought you back to Houston, and why did you want to come back here?
I was homesick. I'll be perfectly honest with you. That's my Italian psychosis, I guess, with the family and everything. So after about 2 years of it, I came back to Houston and I went into radio. I did traffic reports and ended up getting into sales. So I guess it was divine providence, actually, when you look at how things work out. Everything sort of along the path gets used to the best for whatever you're doing right now.
So tell me about your business today.
We are one of the fastest growing marketing firms in the greater Houston area. We did about $11 million last year, which was huge for us. We run a very lean operation. We cater to people who are using advertising as a direct response vehicle. Everything that we do is tracked. It's really kind of the newer revolution in marketing. The old Madison Avenue think of throwing a bunch of money out to it, have a big budget, spend more, get more, is really kind of antiquated.
Doesn't work anymore, right?
And there's too many channels now with ability to track with online and digital components of marketing plans. So we do a lot of direct response advertising. We work with political candidates. We work with law firms, medical practices. We have an insurance company, national nonprofits, and basically anybody who has a product or a service that they're trying to acquire. And everything we do is measurable. So it allows us to be a little bit different. But we're lean. We're about 13 people strong, and I am actually hiring right now. And so, we've been really blessed and fortunate. We've worked really hard. So,
what do you think about this university when you look back at it from the time you attended it and what it looked like then to what it looks like now, and where it's going with the Tier 1 effort from Dr. Couture?
I have been blessed to be involved with the Alumni Association in producing videos for the gala. And it sort of brought me back because I was kind of one of those people that, I guess in my own immaturity, I wanted to get away from where I came from. And now, it's sort of as I'm getting older, I realize that where I came from is really a beautiful, rich part of who I am. So as I came back to the university about 3 years ago when we started engaging with the Alumni Association, I could not believe at the buildings and how much it had grown, and the dorms, and I really see it. It's metamorphosed into a more of a campus body. It is still an ability for people to work and get an education, no doubt. But there seems to be a lot more campus life here than ever when I was here.
It's becoming its own little village, isn't it?
It is absolutely true, and the level of research that goes on here. I really think that Tier 1, it's time. It really is time, and I think we've got some great dynamic leadership now, which helps preach the gospel of UH.
Well, one of the ways you can help preach the gospel of UH is to get back involved with your university. Just like Lisa, all it takes is getting involved with the university by becoming a member. Go to our website, www.houstonalumni.com. You'll find out all the information about becoming an Alumni Association member. And by doing so, you help our Tier 1 effort, because one of the criterion for getting to be a Tier 1 university is alumni participation. Our participation is up in recent years, but we need it to grow even faster. One of the ways you can make that happen is by joining us, www.houstonalumni.com. And for those of you who are already members, perhaps you want to upgrade to life member status and help us even a little bit more. All that information also available on our website, www.houstonalumni.com. For Lisa Moscarelli, I'm Tom Franklin. Thanks so much for joining us on this edition of the University of Houston Alumni Association Video Interviews.